Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Motive English, the place where learning English feels simple, clear, and friendly. I'm Alex.
And I'm Emma. Hello, everyone. It's really nice to be here with you today.
Emma, you sound very positive today. You have a lot of energy. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, thank you. I had a good morning, and yes, I already had my coffee.
Ah, coffee. That explains everything. Was it a small coffee or a big one?
Definitely a big one. Hot, strong, and very necessary. What about you, Alex? How is your day going?
My day is going well. It's a calm day, and I'm happy because we're talking with our listeners again. I always enjoy these conversations.
Me too. And if you're listening right now, don't worry. You don't need perfect English to understand this episode.
That's right. You can relax. You can listen slowly. You can learn step by step.
Exactly. Learning English should not feel stressful. It should feel comfortable, like a friendly conversation at work or with a colleague.
Emma, I think many people feel nervous when they hear English practice, especially for work.
Yes, that's very true. Some people think, my English is not good, or I'm afraid to make mistakes.
But here at Motive English, we believe something very important.
Simple English is good English.
Yes, and making mistakes is part of learning. Everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers.
So today, we want you to feel comfortable, confident, and ready to practice.
You don't need to speak fast. You don't need big words.
You only need to be brave and keep listening.
So, take a deep breath, maybe take a sip of your coffee or tea.
And stay with us. We're going to practice English together, step by step.
All right, Emma, I think we're ready to begin.
Yes, let's get started.
All right, Emma, now that everyone is relaxed, let's talk about today's topic.
Yes, today's topic is very important for many learners. We are talking about speaking English at work with confidence.
That's right. Not perfect English, not fast English, but confident English.
Many people use English at work every day, in the office, in meetings, on the phone, or when talking to customers.
And for many learners, work is the most difficult place to speak English.
Yes, because work feels serious. You may think, I don't want to make a mistake, or people will judge me.
But here is the truth. At work, people don't want perfect grammar.
They want clear communication.
Exactly. They want to understand you, and they want you to understand them.
That's why work English is so important. It helps you do your job better. It helps you feel more comfortable, and it helps you grow professionally.
When you can speak even simple English at work, you feel more confident,
You feel less stress.
and you feel more part of the team.
But let's be very clear about something.
Yes, this is important.
You do not need difficult words to sound professional.
You do not need long sentences.
And you do not need perfect pronunciation.
Simple English is enough.
For example, you don't need to say something very complex.
You can say, I have a question.
Or, I need more time.
Or, can you explain this again, please?
These are simple sentences, but they are very powerful at work.
Many learners think confidence comes from grammar.
But confidence really comes from practice and bravery.
When you speak, even with small mistakes, you are learning.
And every time you speak, you become stronger.
Another important thing is this: everyone at work is busy.
Yes, people don't have time to judge your English.
They want to solve problems, finish tasks, and work together.
So if your message is clear, your English is good enough.
That's why today's episode is focused on real work situations.
We will use simple words
Short sentences.
and polite, natural phrases you can use right away.
If you are a beginner, this episode is for you.
If you feel shy at work, this episode is for you.
And if you want to feel more confident speaking English on the job, you are in the right place.
Remember, confidence is not about being perfect.
It's about being clear.
It's about being honest.
And it's about trying.
So don't worry if your English is simple.
Simple English works.
And today, we are going to prove that together.
Now that we understand why English at work is important, let's move to something very practical.
Yes, today we will talk about essential workplace vocabulary.
These are the words you hear and use every day at work.
You don't need hundreds of words. You only need the right words for your daily tasks.
Let's start with a very common word, office.
An office is the place where people work. It can be a big building, a small room, or even your home if you work remotely.
You can say, I work in an office.
Or, I'm in the office today. These are very simple sentences, but they are practical for daily use.
Another very important word is team.
A team is a group of people who work together to finish tasks or projects.
At work, you are usually part of a team. You can say, my team is very helpful.
Or, I work with a great team. These sentences sound natural and professional even though they are simple.
Next, let's talk about project.
A project is a large piece of work that has a goal and a deadline.
Projects often have many tasks inside them. You can say, I'm working on a new project.
Or, this project is very important. Using the word project makes you sound confident at work.
Speaking of tasks, let's look at task.
A task is a small job that is part of a project.
Many tasks together make one complete project.
You can say, I have many tasks to finish today.
Or, this task is easy but important. Even these small sentences help you communicate clearly.
Another very useful word is meeting.
A meeting is when people come together to talk about work.
It can be in person or online using Zoom or Teams.
You can say, I have a meeting this morning.
Or, the meeting starts at 10. This is very common in daily work life.
Now let's add another useful word, manager.
A manager is the person who leads a team or a department.
You can say, my manager is very supportive.
Or, I need to talk to my manager about the project. These phrases are polite and professional.
Here is another simple word, deadline.
A deadline is the date or time when a task or project must be finished.
You can say, the deadline is Friday.
Or, we need more time to meet the deadline. These sentences are very common at work.
Another word we often use is progress.
Progress means how much work is done or how far the project has gone.
You can say, the project is making good progress.
Or, we are on schedule and everything is going well.
If something is late, we can say, the project is behind schedule.
Don't worry if you are behind schedule. You can explain the reason with simple words, like, we are waiting for materials, or the weather delayed the work.
And don't forget these simple connector words. Words like today, tomorrow, important, helpful, easy, team, office, project, task, meeting, manager, deadline, and progress.
These words are enough to start speaking confidently at work.
Yes, you can use them in sentences, ask questions, and describe your work clearly.
For example, today I finished a task in my project with my team.
Or, tomorrow we have a meeting with the manager about the progress of the project.
See? Very simple, very clear, and very professional.
Many learners think professional English is difficult.
But real professional English is clear, confident, and understandable.
Focus on these key words and you will be able to speak naturally at work.
Practice slowly, make short sentences, and repeat these words every day.
Office, team, project, task, meeting, manager, deadline, and progress.
Simple words, but very powerful.
And the more you use them, the more confident you become.
Confidence comes from using English, not from knowing every word.
Exactly. Step by step, day by day, your English will improve.
So don't worry about perfection. Focus on using these essential words clearly.
Yes, simple, clear, professional English is enough for success.
Great! Now you have the foundation to speak confidently at work using real, practical vocabulary.
Now that we know essential workplace vocabulary, Emma, let's talk about how to speak politely at work, especially in meetings.
Yes, Alex, meetings can feel a little stressful for learners. You may think, I don't want to interrupt, or I'm afraid to ask a question.
But don't worry, polite English is simple. It's not about long sentences or perfect grammar. It's about showing respect and being clear.
Exactly. For example, if someone is speaking and you want to ask a question, you can start with, Excuse me, may I say something?
Or, I have a question about this project. Short, simple, polite, and professional.
Another polite way is to say, Can I add something? Or May I share my idea? These phrases show respect to your colleagues.
Yes, and this helps you speak without feeling nervous. People like it when you are polite and clear.
Now, what if you want to interrupt someone because you need clarification?
Good question. Interrupting politely is very important. You can say, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I don't understand this part. Can you explain again?
Or, Excuse me, may I ask a question about this? These phrases are short, polite, and natural.
Many learners worry that interrupting will seem rude.
But at work, people expect questions. It is much better to ask politely than to stay confused.
Absolutely. Another tip, using soft words can help. Words like maybe, perhaps, I think, or it seems make your sentences polite.
For example, instead of saying, You are wrong, you can say, I think there might be another way.
Or perhaps we can try this idea. Simple words, but very professional.
Let's practice some examples for meetings. Imagine your manager is explaining a project. You can say, Excuse me, can you repeat that part?
Or, I have a question about the task you mentioned.
Or, if you want to give your opinion politely, I think we could start the project tomorrow.
Or, it seems that we need more time to finish the task. These sentences are short and polite.
Yes, polite English is also about tone. Speak clearly, slowly, and with a smile if it's a face-to-face meeting.
And if it's an online meeting, your words are even more important because people cannot see your gestures clearly.
Right. Using polite phrases makes you sound confident and professional, even if your English is simple.
Another tip, using please and thank you goes a long way. For example, can you send me the report, please?
Or, Thank you for explaining that clearly. These short phrases show respect and friendliness.
Now let's talk about asking questions confidently. Many learners feel shy.
Yes, but a confident question is just clear, polite, and direct.
You can say, could you explain this step again, please?
Or, I didn't understand this part. Can you give an example?
You can also use open questions to show interest, like, what is the next step in the project?
Or, How can I help with this task? These phrases are polite and show teamwork.
Remember, it's better to ask than to stay confused. People respect learners who try to understand.
Yes, confidence is more important than perfect grammar. Speak slowly, use polite phrases, and don't rush.
And if someone is talking too fast, it's okay to say, I'm sorry, can you speak a little slower, please?
Or, Can you repeat that, please? Short, polite, and effective.
Let's practice a small dialogue. Imagine a meeting.
Excuse me, may I ask a question?
Of course, what is your question?
I didn't understand this step. Can you explain again?
Sure, let me clarify.
See? Very simple, polite, and professional.
Exactly. You don't need big words. You only need polite phrases and clear sentences.
Yes, polite English makes your meetings easier and helps you feel more confident.
And when you practice these phrases every day, they become natural.
So remember, excuse me, may I, can you, please, thank you, I think, perhaps, these are your best friends in meetings.
Simple phrases, polite tone, and confidence. That is the key to speaking English at work.
Great, now you are ready to speak politely, interrupt correctly, and ask questions confidently.
Emma, now that we know how to speak politely and ask questions, let's talk about something very important.
Yes, Alex, this is for learners who sometimes don't understand English at work.
Exactly. It happens to everyone. Sometimes people speak too fast or they use words you don't know.
Or there are new tasks or complicated instructions. It's normal to feel confused.
The most important thing is don't stay confused. Always ask politely to understand.
Right. One of the simplest phrases is, "Can you speak a little slower, please?"
Yes, let's say your manager explains a task too quickly. You can say, "I'm sorry, can you speak a little slower, please?"
It's polite, simple, and very effective. People will appreciate that you want to understand.
Another important phrase is, "Can you repeat that, please?"
Exactly. Sometimes you hear something, but it is not clear. You can say, "I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Can you repeat that, please?"
Notice that both of these phrases are polite. You are not interrupting, you are asking to understand.
And understanding is more important than trying to answer quickly.
Yes, many learners feel pressure to answer immediately, but it's better to ask for clarification than to make a mistake.
Mistakes at work can cause problems, so communication is very important.
Let's see an example. Imagine your manager says, "Please update the report and send it by 3 p.m."
If you didn't hear 3 p.m., you can say, "I'm sorry, can you repeat the time, please?"
Or if you didn't understand what part of the report, you can ask, "Which section should I update, please?"
See? Simple sentences, polite phrases, and clear questions.
Another tip, use words like, "I didn't catch that."
Yes, you can say, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you say it again?"
This phrase is very common and works in almost every work situation.
Sometimes people speak with accents or fast pronunciation. Asking for repetition helps avoid mistakes.
And mistakes at work are normal, but asking for clarification shows professionalism.
Exactly. It shows that you care about the work and want to do it correctly.
Another helpful phrase is, "Could you explain this part again?"
Or, "I'm not sure I understand. Can you give an example?"
Short, polite, and effective. These sentences also give your manager or colleague a chance to explain more clearly.
Yes, and when you do this, you feel less stressed. You don't have to guess.
Let's practice a short dialogue. Imagine a meeting.
"I didn't catch the deadline. Can you repeat it, please?"
Sure, the deadline is next Monday at 5 p.m.
Thank you. And could you explain which tasks are most important?
Of course, the first task is the budget report, and the second is the client email.
See? Very clear, very polite, and no mistakes.
Exactly. Asking for clarification is a sign of confidence, not weakness.
Yes, remember, work English is not about perfection. It is about communication.
And communication is more important than grammar or pronunciation.
If you don't understand something, always ask politely.
You can use these phrases every day. Can you speak a little slower, please? Can you repeat that, please? Could you explain this part again?
And you can combine them with words like "I'm sorry," "please," and "thank you."
These simple phrases help you avoid mistakes, show professionalism, and make your work easier.
Yes, step by step, you will feel more confident asking questions and understanding instructions.
So don't be afraid. Asking to understand is a smart and professional habit.
Exactly. Clear communication is key at work. Practice these phrases every day, and your confidence will grow.
Great! Now you know how to ask someone to speak slowly, how to ask for repetition, and how to avoid mistakes by communicating clearly. Emma, now that we know how to understand and ask questions, let's talk about another very important topic at work: deadlines, progress, and common work problems.
Yes, Alex, these are words and phrases we use every day at work. They help us explain our tasks clearly and communicate with the team.
Let's start with the word deadline. A deadline is the day or time when a task or project must be finished.
Exactly. Deadlines are very important because they help everyone plan their work.
You can say, "The deadline is Friday."
Or, "We must finish this task before the deadline." Simple sentences, but very professional.
Many learners worry about deadlines. They think, "What if I can't finish on time?"
That's normal, but the key is to communicate clearly if there is a problem.
Yes, before we talk about problems, let's add another word, progress.
Progress is how much work has been done. It tells your manager or team how far the project has gone.
You can say, we are making good progress.
Or, the project is on schedule. These phrases show that you are professional and organized.
Now, the opposite is behind schedule.
If a task is late, you can say, we are behind schedule.
Yes, and it is important to explain why politely. For example, you can say, we are behind schedule because we are waiting for materials.
Or, the project is delayed because of bad weather. Very simple sentences, but they explain the problem clearly.
Many learners feel nervous when a project is behind schedule.
But don't worry, explaining problems simply is better than trying to hide them.
Yes, honest communication helps everyone solve the problem faster.
Let's practice an example. Imagine you are in a meeting. You can say, the project is behind schedule. We are waiting for the client's approval.
Or, the task is almost finished, but we need more time to complete it properly.
See? Simple words, polite tone, and clear explanation. Another tip, use short sentences. Long sentences can be confusing.
Yes. For example, instead of saying, because of unexpected problems with the materials and the delivery schedule, the project is delayed and may not be finished on time, you can say, the project is delayed because the materials have not arrived. We will finish it as soon as possible.
Much simpler, much clearer, and everyone understands. Now let's combine all the words we learned: deadline, progress, on schedule, behind schedule, problem, delay.
You can say, we are making good progress. The project is on schedule and we will meet the deadline.
Or, we are behind schedule because of the materials are late, but we are working hard to finish on time.
Yes, these are practical sentences you can use every day. Another tip, always stay polite. Use words like please, thank you, we need, and we are trying.
For example, we are behind schedule because of delivery delays. Please let us know when the materials arrive.
Or, we are making progress on the project. Thank you for your support.
Short, simple, polite, and professional. That's the key.
Many learners think talking about problems is difficult.
But if you use simple words, explain clearly, and stay polite, it is not difficult at all.
Exactly. Work English is about clarity and communication, not perfection.
So remember these phrases for deadlines and progress: on schedule, behind schedule, making progress, delayed, problem, need more time, finish on time.
Practice using them in sentences every day. For example, the project is making good progress. The report is on schedule.
Or, we are behind schedule because of the weather. We will finish as soon as possible.
And always communicate problems clearly and politely. That is professional English.
Yes, step by step, you will feel confident speaking about deadlines, progress, and problems at work.
Great! Now you know how to talk about deadlines, progress, on schedule, behind schedule, and explain problems simply.
Exactly. These are essential skills for every workplace. Use them and you will feel much more confident.
Emma, we've covered a lot today. Let's finish with some final tips for learners.
Yes, Alex. First, always take notes. Writing down what people say at work or in meetings helps you remember new words and instructions.
Exactly. Even simple notes like task, deadline, meeting, or progress are very useful.
Second, be honest. If you don't understand something or are behind schedule, politely explain it. People respect honesty, and it keeps your work safe and professional.
Right. Simple phrases like, I didn't understand, can you repeat that please? Or, we are behind schedule because of the delivery delay are enough.
Now, let's do a quick recap of our key points today.
We started with essential workplace vocabulary: office, team, project, task, meeting, manager, deadline, and progress.
Then we talked about polite English for meetings, how to speak politely, interrupt correctly, and ask questions with confidence.
Next, we covered understanding at work. Ask someone to speak slowly, ask for repetition, and communicate clearly to avoid mistakes.
Then we discussed deadlines, progress, and common problems. Explain simply if you're behind schedule, stay on schedule when possible, and always be polite.
Now, the most important tip: confidence. Use simple words. Speak clearly. Don't worry about perfection. Every word you use builds your confidence.
Yes, Alex, confidence comes from practice. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. Remember, professional English is about clear communication, not complicated words.
Exactly. And even small steps every day make a big difference. Practice phrases. Practice polite questions. Practice explaining progress.
And finally, a MotivEnglish style reminder. Be brave, stay consistent, and never stop learning. Every day is a new opportunity to improve your English at work.
Yes, and if you found these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Share them with a friend or colleague who wants to speak English confidently at work.
And leave a comment below. Tell us what English words or phrases you use at work. We love reading your stories.
Remember, simple words, clear sentences, politeness, and honesty are all you need to succeed.
Yes, keep practicing, stay confident, and you will improve every day.
That's all for today. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time on Motive English.
Stay safe, be confident, and never stop learning. Bye-bye.